Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, let me just start off this video by saying how much I really appreciate the support that I got on my last video. I did a spoiler video of all of the, well, not all of the items, but of the first 3 spoilers that we got for our April 2018 Boxycharm box. It got over, I think, 3,500 views in less than 24 hours. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also recently posted a video on my Instagram account talking about Year of Boxycharm. And I know it sounds kind of like a broken record because I mentioned Boxycharm in so many of my videos, but honestly, they're great. They are awesome. I really think everyone should sign up for it. Even if you're... The good thing about subscription boxes is that you can try different things that you normally wouldn't have thought of for yourself, and for a great deal. So that's the best way I like to do it. But in that video, I showed everything that I got for an entire year, minus some things that I had given away, things that had already been used up, or things that I had forgotten at home. But I think I got over $2,100 worth of makeup for $297. Now that value was a little bit different from other people because I had some items I had redeemed my charms for, and I also won a contest with Boxycharm. And I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video and show you everything that I got. But that video inspired me to go ahead and go through, for that year, what I had gotten in Boxycharm. What were my favorites? What were the hits? What were the misses? You know, things that I kind of avoid, things that got pushed back to the back of the drawer, things that I never used. If you want to see everything that I got and just my personal thoughts and experience with them, then be sure to continue watching. And before I forget, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting up different types of videos, getting ready with me, product reviews, trying to do tutorials, and I would love to have you part of the family. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and go straight into the video, guys. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go through each of the items, and instead of it being all positive, and then all negative there at the end, I'm just going to go, here's one that I love, here's one that I avoid. So let's go ahead. Oh, and I tried to split it up between things that are more high-end and more affordable brands, but I wasn't really able to in this because it's just based on things that I really love. I'm going to reach for, whether or not they're going to be a prestige brand or if they're an affordable brand. So we'll see what all I have. I think I have a pretty good mixture of different things that I've gotten. Now this is just going to be strictly makeup and the tools. I'm not going to have any of the skincare and the hair care. A lot of products you have to use it for a while and kind of give yourself a chance to get used to them, to get used to your chemistry. Like if I get a new cleanser, a lot of times I can tend to break out the first week or so before I get used to it, and then I get to really experience the full benefits of using it. So mostly it's going to be makeup and tools. To start things off, we're going to go with setting sprays. We did get 2 this year, and the one that I love is the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. This one is really good, and I think it's interesting, like when you shake it, it can sound like a spray can whenever you use it. It can sound like a spray can whenever you're shaking it up and using it. And it just gives a nice glow to the skin, and it really does help lock in your makeup all day. And another thing that I love about the Cover FX setting spray, the sprayer on it, it creates such a fine mist. It just allows you to evenly distribute the product, and it does it no effort. You don't even hear it spraying hardly. No effort. I love this. This one, whenever I use it, because it is illuminating, I don't want to look kind of... My preferred look is in between, more of the matte. It's more to the matte side, but I do like the illuminating. And the way that I use this is whenever I do my makeup, I will just spray it on the sides this way. That way it kind of gives you a little bit of a natural highlight. And before you use it, you need to make sure that you do shake it up well. That way the little particles in the bottom can get evenly distributed throughout the spray. Otherwise, whenever you're using it, you're going to have silver specks show up all over your face. And the one that I avoid is from Project Beauty. It's their Spray Set Go setting spray. The formula itself is really nice. My issue with it was the sprayer. Whenever you used it, it just pretty much shot a straight stream. So whenever you're still holding it away from your face, spraying it, you're going to shoot yourself with a pretty forceful blast of this, and it's just, I'm not about that. It doesn't help me whatsoever. I don't want to have to sit there and feel like I need to spread out the product afterwards just to get it an even layer. It's too much hassle. Whenever I have a sprayer out, I'm going to pour this into it. That way I can use it. But for now, it's just going to stay in the back of the drawer. Now moving on to brushes. I didn't really have anything that I hated in the brushes set that came this year. They had a lot of really, really nice sets, and I apologize, the brushes are dirty. I use these all the time, so that's why they look like this. The Moda Pro brush, and this is the BMX 130, the pointed blush. And you can use brushes for anything. You don't have to use it just for what the description says. This one is my bronzing brush. I think it is just the absolute perfect shape. Just kind of distribute the color evenly, and you can blend it out and soften it. But mostly I love, it's got a nice weight to it. I absolutely love the bristles, they're so soft. And the handle on it, it's got an interesting texture, which I know it doesn't really affect the way it works, but it's just a little extra that I like. The other set that I like is the travel set from Lexi Brushes. Sorry, I got dog hair on them. These came with the 207T, 213T, 221T, and 227T. These is part of like their rose gold collection with the rose gold fennel. I love these. These are your essentials. You can just bring these with you and you're set. You're good to go. You can create pretty much any eye look with these. And I thought that the size would be kind of awkward at first. But me, okay, I'm the type of person that I get up, I have to go to work really, really early, and I'm there a minimum 11 hours. So a lot of times I will bring my makeup with me to work. I'll kind of go in, get my day started. And then whenever I go to my first break, I will just hurry up and just throw together some kind of eye look, get started. And these are all I need. You are covered with these. Now, a liquid lip that did work for me that I'm absolutely in love with, this is the Tarte's Lip Paint. This is budge proof. Once you put it on, it dries down completely, won't move. And plus the color on this is really, really nice. I got Salty, and this one, I like more of the peachy light nudes just for my skin tone, and this one fits the bill for me. It's so pretty. And also, I like the doe foot on this one, just the shape of it. It grips your lip really well and makes application super, super easy. So guys, if you haven't tried this, even if you haven't got Boxycharm, you need to buy that formula just because it's awesome. And this year, I have a couple of mascaras. This one is also from Tarte, and as you can see, I love Tarte products. I really do, but I have a couple of issues too, and I'll touch on those here in a second. This one coats the lashes really, really, really well. It lengthens them, gives them volume, and it doesn't flake down here throughout the day. So with me working those 11-hour days, it's perfect. Now, this guy. This came in my limited edition box, and I wanted to like it. I really did, because Pure, I love Pure. This is one of my favorite brands also. This is the Big Look mascara with argan oil. The wand on this, it just puts so much of the product there on the tip. And for some reason, the formula itself, it takes a little while to dry down for me, but does it make your lashes long? Yes, it does that totally. And it coats them, it has a ton of pigment. It coats them really, really well. My issue is that it doesn't really do anything to separate them. It doesn't make them look any fuller, just longer. And if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely leave this one. And this year we got a bronzer from Beauty Basics. This one, okay, I'm kind of mixed on this one. The bronzer, I'm sure it's a good formula. It's nice, but these colors, they're just not for me. And plus there is shimmer. And the way they spaced this, because it's just the stripe, if they had done maybe just one shimmer and then one shade of bronzer and then another shade of bronzer, it would have made more sense. It would have made it a lot easier for me to use. For me to use either one of these, I have to use a small brush. And as you remember, this is the brush I like to use. I like to go, like, it's really, really hard to get just one shade that you want, and especially to not get that shimmer. If you're more into that, this would be totally up your alley and something that you probably love. Just for me, it's just not for me. I prefer something in a single pan. like the Butter Bronzer or the Benefit Hula Bronzer or Hula Light Bronzer, which I need to buy the Hula Light because that one's my absolute favorite. Now this year we did get a couple of different eyebrow pencils, but I only have one to talk about. The other one, the MAC eyebrow pencil, and well, I guess we got three. The IT Cosmetics pencil and the MAC pencil. I tend to not really open things until, or at least I don't want a whole bunch of things open all at once. Like mascaras, I try to only keep one or two open, just, you know, to make sure they don't dry out, because you can't use them that long before they start drying out. And I'm kind of thinking it's the same way with eyebrow pencils. People were saying that the MAC pencil was already dried out upon receiving it, unboxing it. So I haven't tested mine yet. I don't know how that one's done. But the one that I did use is from Winky Lux, and this looks pitiful, I know. There was all this beautiful gold design all over this, and this is another one of those I take with me to work in my makeup bag, and as it's rolled around, all that beautiful writing has gotten marked off. Like, you can't even tell what this was anymore, or what brand it is. But this one, it's got a spoolie on it, which I very much appreciate. And the shade is pretty nice for me, and it's buildable. Like, it doesn't swatch very, very well, but believe me, whenever you're using it on your eyes, it distributes product very, very evenly. But I do like that you're able to get some finer strokes with it, even with it being kind of a larger tip. The other eyebrow pencil that I own is a Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit. This one gets the job done a lot quicker. That one has a super, super, super fine tip point, which some people may prefer, but for my everyday kind of use, when I just want to hurry up and get my look together, this is my favorite. In the last 12 months, some of us received the dreaded concealer palette from Measurable Difference. I'm sure a lot of you remember this. When we got the pure sponges, which those I also liked, but I've kind of found a beauty blender, which is the only reason why it's not in here. They're good, they're solid, use them. But this one, I have played with a bunch of different of the shades to use it, but the formula, it's so dry and patchy, and at the same time kind of gives you an oily feeling. This just feels like cheap kids makeup. It doesn't feel, I have tried it so many different ways. The only thing I'm using right now is the shade Pecan, which is this orange shade. I've been mixing it with a little bit of my Maracuja oil from Tarte to do some color correction underneath my eyes. Just because, the only reason I use this is just because I didn't want to go out and buy another concealer. I thought I would go ahead and just give this a try, because that's what I was kind of hoping for. But it just, you can't use it by itself. You have to put oil with it. You have to do something with it to make this better. And for as much effort as you have to put into it, it's really not worth it. I may declutter this later on or get rid of it, but for now, I'm only strictly keeping it for this one shade, which now that I think about it, I can just depot this and put it in a Z palette. So I may do that and just get rid of the rest. It's a good idea in theory, this whole palette. It's just the product quality isn't there. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks this. I know a lot of people were complaining about it, but I tried. I really, really tried to make it work. And this year, in the same box that I think we got with that palette and the pure sponges, I'm not sure, but we got a Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This I have bought multiple times, so this is just an extra one in my makeup kit, so this is really, really good. It's a silicone based primer, just kind of if you think of it like spackle or priming your walls whenever you're painting, for the paint to kind of fill in all the little cracks and nooks and crannies. It kind of does the same thing for your face. So this one, and by the way, if you're not already using a primer, you need to use one anyways, just to kind of give you that extra barrier or protection between the makeup and your skin. So it kind of helps make application smoother, and also makes it clog your pores a lot less. Okay, now I saved the best part of makeup for last, which for me it's my favorite. It's your eyeshadow palettes. We have gotten a ton of eyeshadow palettes over the past 12 months, and several of them were hits, several of them were misses, and then a few good ones that I do want to mention, like the Pure Cosmetics Soiree Diaries. It's not going to be in this video just because it is a really, really solid palette. It's just one of those, I used it when I first got it and then kind of got pushed to the back of the drawer again because I have several others that are kind of the same, but that one is solid. But the first one that I want to talk about was a miss for me, and it's the Real Her Be Your Own Kind of Beauty eyeshadow palette. I went back and forth on this one. The colors are they're okay. I've seen them in other palettes that I own, but my problem with this one is that there's no pigmentation. It's just not there. Like swatches, it's too sheer. If you're more into that sheer kind of look, this would be right up your alley. It's just, for me, it's not worth it. I'm probably going to give this away to someone here really soon. Someone else who might enjoy it, or someone who's just starting to get into makeup and wants this. Now, I will say they are easier to blend than a lot of other eyeshadows, but honestly, they're sheer. I wouldn't expect them to be that difficult to blend out to begin with. One that I am absolutely in love with is from Blink Cosmetics, and this was a collaboration with Boxycharm, and it is their Electric Eyes palette. And these are beautiful colors. And honestly, okay, you saw how the other one swatched here just a second ago. This one, the shades are so creamy. They pick up pigment like it's like, look at that. It's got pigment for days. It is beautiful. It is stunning. These colors, you can make so many looks with it. You just can't go wrong with this palette. This makes me want to get more of theirs. And while I'm on the topic of Blink, in the past we got a tubing mascara from them. Now this, I got this one and the primer. This is already done. It's dried out, it's old, it's no good. I like this mascara so much that I have kept it in my drawer. It stays there so it can serve as a reminder, so that when I find it on sale, I need to look for it. Or when I'm going looking for sales, this needs to be on my list. I think they sell it at Sephora. I need to add it to my loves list so that I can kind of see if it works the way I think it does. Maybe it's supposed to tell you when it goes on sale, or maybe there's an app for that or something. If you know of an app that does that, where you can save your items to a list and it'll tell you where to buy them at the best price, please let me know. Comment down below where you can get that. Because I have oily eyelids, and mascara, it seems to transfer down here throughout the day. I've never had an issue with this, and it's so easy to remove. You don't need any makeup remover. You just take a warm wash or wet washcloth, hold it up against it, and you kind of pull down gently. And because it's a tubing mascara, the tubes just slide off of your eyelashes. It's genius. I absolutely love this. I think it's like $30 a tube, so that's the only reason why I haven't bought or repurchased it. I will one day. I will one day. I'm still on my search for the perfect mascara. Now, the next two eyeshadow palettes, both of these are from Tarte, and sadly, they're on my avoid list. This one is the Be Your Own Tarteist Eye and Cheek palette, and its packaging is gorgeous. And this is really pretty. The colors are nice, and the blush is nice. The only thing with this, it didn't perform like I thought it should. I don't know if it was just mine, and same thing with this next one. I don't know, again, if it's just mine or if it's just the formula itself. But these, they're kind of like that other one. You just don't get the payoff. The colors are pretty, and I used to take this with me every day to work in my little makeup bag, and because I thought I could create a ton of looks with these, a bunch of different ones, you know, kind of more of your daytime appropriate looks, but it just never, these eyeshadows, like, they swatch okay. They swatch perfectly fine, you know, like the swatches are good. But whenever you're using the brushes, and I've used different ones, so I know it's not just the brush that's giving me issue, they just don't put the product on your lid. They just don't distribute the pigment like I expect a Tarte eyeshadow to do. And you have to pretty much pile it on to get it to do anything. And this highlighty shade right here, it's really chalky. Like compared to these two where they're really creamy, that is just, it's just not performing the way I want it to. Now the blush is stunning. The blush is a really pretty mauve color. Like a mauve peachy color. This I absolutely love. And I really like the idea of these palettes whenever they kind of include your eyeshadow and your cheeks and everything with it. That's just a good idea. Whenever you're on the go, it's just one palette, put it in your purse, you're set. And the same thing with my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette. And I keep a lot of my makeup in their packaging if I get it, because I like to keep it feeling new as long as I can. So sorry it's still in the box. This one, and again, Tarte is crazy good with their packaging. It's so pretty. And the colors, like this is more of a cool tone palette. A lot of people love this. They adored it, raved about it, couldn't get enough of it. Me, again, like with the other one, whenever I put it on the brushes, it just didn't distribute any color. Like, and weird thing is, like this shimmery shade here, like this one, I'm rubbing into it pretty hard, and it's hardly putting, I'm flipping you off, I'm sorry. It just doesn't put any product on there, and like I can't get it to show up hardly on my hand. It's just not there. And I think the problem with this one is, if you look at it closely, that brown shade I just dipped into and the one next to it, actually, okay, these four shades right here are the ones I use most often. Every time I dip my brush into it, they would turn into a cream in the pan. And I don't know if that's just the formula or if it's, I looked online for some idea of why it was doing this, and it could be because it is a hard pan where the eyeshadows are pressed too hard inside, and so you just don't get the payoff with them. It's like the composition of them changes when you're trying to distribute it. Whenever I use a brush, it hardly gets anything on the brush. It just doesn't do anything. Instead, it just keeps turning creamy like that. And I'm sad because these three colors, especially this blue one right here, I have hardly touched. Like, just barely touched. And it looks so pretty. You would never know there was anything wrong with it. But I have tried and tried so many times to get the different colors here to do something. And everything keeps coming out the same color. A extremely light warm brown. That's it. I just can't. Even when I go into the super dark shades here, they do the exact same thing. It's sad for now. It's just going to be something that's going to stay in my vanity and be pretty, or I'm going to declutter it and do something with it. There's something wrong with it. Because of the hard hand, some people said that they could take their little spoolie and kind of scrape off the top layer and it would be fine, which I tried. Especially the shimmery shade, or the light shade here, I tried that. Still did the same thing. I don't know, actually the brown one, I did that one too. I don't know why, as soon as the brush touches it, I thought maybe trying different brushes would fix it. They all keep turning the exact same way. So I'm so sad. I love this, and honest to gosh, I hate it. It is just the worst eyeshadow palette. And please don't judge me too harshly on this, because the reason that I think there's something wrong with it, that brown shade, like this is the swatch right here, okay? This light brown color. The reason I am judging it that way is I purchased the Tarte Pro palette here, and this palette has been used so many times. It has been through a lot. I'll probably hit pan on a few of the shades soon. But the quality on this, let's see, that was a brown color. Okay, let's just go to this one. See that? The pigment between the two is insane. This is what I expected from Tarte. This, maybe because this was my very first palette that I got from them, that one's such a letdown. This one, if you're going to spend $50 on an eyeshadow palette, get this one. It's $53. You will not be disappointed. That was their mattes, and this is one of their shimmers. They're so pretty. You can't go wrong with this one. And it's getting kind of gross looking on the outside, but it's just because I use it all the time. Now, the last product, I want to end on a happy note. This one we actually recently got in last month's box, and this is the Boxycharm and Pure Cosmetics collaboration. This is a stunning eyeshadow palette. The peach tones, the pops of color in here, they're right up my alley. It's what I have on my eyelids today. It is so pretty. You can create so many different looks with this. I haven't even used the shimmers in this, like the neutral colors. I haven't touched that. I've been so focused on the coral shades that I haven't got that far. I'm really glad to see Boxycharm doing products like this, collaborations with major brands. I hope they continue it, because if they keep putting out quality like this and this Blink eyeshadow palette, it's worth it to pay the $21 a month just to get their exclusives. Guys, so pretty. And let me give you a swatch. Let's go ahead and swatch one of the shimmers next to the Tarte. Good pickup. Yeah, that was a lighter one. It's kind of a champagne. Maybe let's try this. I'm running out of fingers. Yeah, see? Yeah, that is nice. It's kind of like these over here. Pigment is just unreal. I love these. Alright guys, well that is everything that I had to show you this, that I got in this year. Sorry I wasn't able to include anything from the April box with the ColourPop eyeshadows and a few of the other things that we got, but I was just too excited to film this video and I wanted to get up and share it with you guys. And again, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video and watching my last Boxycharm spoilers video. Since that one had such a great response, I'm going to go ahead and do that every single month. It was so fun to do it, get to do a little breakdown of everything, the pricing, what the different variations are. That way you can be informed of everything that's coming out and hopefully get more people hyped up about Boxycharm. I talk about all the time at work to the point where they're probably going to ask me to stop soon. But they're awesome, guys, really. And I'll go ahead and include a link down below for Boxycharm if you want to check it out yourself, or you can go to boxycharm.com. Alright guys, well that is everything that I had to show you. I hope you had fun watching this video, and I hope to see you again in my next one. Bye!